So in this eye, what's very prominent is the thick skin ring. You can see that dark ring around the eye. That indicates that you're not sweating properly due to a poor thyroid and poor metabolic rate. Also indicates that your kidneys are not working properly or filtering properly, because the skin will take the burden from the kidneys when it cannot eliminate waste properly. If you notice very carefully, there's also a purple hue around the actual iris. There's also purple in the actual pupil. This indicates cholesterol, high cholesterol. The body uses cholesterol in this case to buffer acids in the body to protect itself, okay? And if you look closely again, you see a very dark ring around the actual pupil. That's a malabsorption ring. This means that there's mucoid plaque blocking the small intestines and you're not absorbing nutrients properly. So you need to clean that with a GI cleaner and a 100% fruit diet. If you look closely also as well, you see some very fine lines coming out of the pupil. This is something called radix solaris, and it indicates that there's toxic tunnels of waste leaching out to other body parts and glands, especially here in the head region. Now your skin ring and cholesterol ring is so large that it's covering most of the, is extending quite a bit, okay, and it's even in the lymphatic system right here. So you can see it's quite heavy. So that's the most pressing thing. You have to alkalize the body by going 100% fruits. You need to clean the kidneys and the adrenals to get things to clear out. The bowels are also quite prominent. If you look carefully, all here is the bowels right here. Okay, you can see how it's protruding or extended, enlarged. Okay, the ascending colon right here protrudes. The transit colon is quite chronic, and the descending colon is also protruding as well. Now this will happen because you probably have a weak parathyroid. The parathyroid is what is used to strengthen tissue. Okay, it makes use of calcium. And when you can't use calcium properly, then you're going to have weak tissue. So in this case, the bowels are weak, so it's enlarged. Okay. Also indicates that you're probably eating a lot of foods that are extending the bowels. So this needs to be cleaned as well. Right here is the locomotion part of the brain. Right here is the vitality part, and right here is the motor senses. These are responsible for communication between the brain and the rest of the body, and so it should be addressed because they're to the chronic side. Right here is the pituitary gland right in the middle right here, okay? It's chronic, okay? Pituitary gland is what controls all the other glands, including the adrenals, the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, the thyroid and parathyroid as well, so it needs to be addressed. Beside it is the pineal gland. Pineal gland is also chronic. This affects sleep, and so it should be addressed because it can affect sleep issues later on. Right along with the pineal gland is the forehead region. Again, it's congested as well. Right here is the sinuses. This is the eyes, nose, upper jaw and middle and lower jaw region, all heavy with lymph stagnation right here, okay? So it needs to be detoxed. Right here are the tonsils, and below it is the thyroid, okay? You can see they're both congested with lymph. Beside the thyroid is the parathyroid right here, and that's responsible for tissue integrity and calcium utilization. That's why I said you have a weak parathyroid will cause the bowel extension like that. Okay? Right here is the voice box, okay? The esophagus and the scapular region right here, they're all heavy with lymph. This section right here is the middle upper lower back region, okay, and the spine is right here as well, okay. They're all heavy with lymph, so you need to detox that. Right here is the bladder section, okay. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph, okay. It's to the chronic side. Beside the bladder right here is the vagina, penis region, prostate, uterus region, okay. It's heavy with lymph as well. Right here is the kidneys and adrenals, okay. Also a subacute level of lymph stagnation. But when I said when the kidneys are weak and the adrenals are weak, you're going to have this thick skin ring, because the body is going to try and eliminate waste through the skin. So we have to get that fixed and detox it. Right here is the right foot, thigh, knee region. Again, heavy lymph congestion or stagnation. This region right here is the groin, urethra, and the pelvis region. Again, heavy lymph stagnation. And right here, that dot, that's the pancreas, and below it is the testes and ovary section. They are both heavy with lymph. Right here is the liver and gallbladder. The gallbladder especially is the chronic side. It needs to be detoxed. Right here is the right hand and arm region. You can see it's heavy with lymph. This section here, right here is the ribs and chest region. Right here is the breast region. Okay, you can see it's heavy with lymph. Right here is the upper and lower lung region. Again, heavy with lymph stagnation as well. It needs to be detoxed. Right here is the bronchial section, and right here is the bronchial section as well. Both heavy with lymph. Okay, this needs to be detoxed. Maybe use lung tea or lung 2 tincture. Right here is the shoulder and neck region. Again, heavy lymph stagnation to it. Beside it is the mastoid, medulla, and the cerebellum. These are responsible for balancing dizziness equilibrium. The cerebellum is responsible for central nervous system actions. Okay, and they give commands to the rest of the body to move, or nervous function Right here is a sexual impulse, okay, or libido, okay, also quite low, okay, so you need to detox. It's the chronic side. So this eye in general, it has a lot of lymph congestion, and like I said, it's high acidosis. If you look at the sclera here, you see this yellow and this and red. Yellow means liver weakness, in line with the weakness I showed you right here, okay, the liver and gallbladder. So that needs to be detoxed. So use a liver and gallbladder tincture. The cholesterol around the eyes indicates high acidosis. So you go 100% fruit diet. Use the Fab 5. Use brain and nerve 2 for the brain section. Use kidney tea. Use kidney tinctures, 2 different kidney tinctures. Use glandular adrenal tincture as well. And get this going. 100% fruit diet. I would start with a 14 to 21 day dark grape only diet or lemon water only diet to really jumpstart the whole process. But definitely need to be on the fruits for sure. The bowels are most pressing, so use GI cleaner to clean it up because it's again to the chronic side. When you see those dark lines, as you see them right now, that means chronic bowels, okay? And it should be dealt with. That's one of the most permanent weakness in the eye is the bowels. But all that yellow brown you see right here, that's lymph. Your lymph is thick. It should be a very light brown color. When you detox, this will turn to a lighter brown color. Okay, so let's fix the liver and gallbladder. Go on 100% fruit diet, and this should clear up nicely.